Nothing is impossible for the one with a mindset of possibility. Nothing is impossible for the one with a mindset of possibility. And you see, personal growth improves your rate of possibility. Great evening, guys. Thank you so much for joining us again on another exciting Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. Yes, I am Mr. Upgrade, and I'm super excited to be here with you today for this amazing session on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. So you see, on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, we basically get to do four things. Yes, number one, we get to take your questions. So if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to send in your questions and we will gladly take them, right? Number two, we get to share with you the Upgrade Mastery tip for the week. And for this week, the Upgrade Mastery tip is possibility. Number three is that we get to connect, network, and bond because I strongly believe that life is about networking, connecting, and bonding. And because we watch this from all across the world, it's important that we get to connect, network, and bond in the comment section, right? And number four, we get to have fun. We get to have fun while we do all of this that we do here on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade because I know for a fact that where there is no fun, learning is not taking place, right? Because wherever you learn with full pleasure, you remember in full measure. If there is no fun, there's no learning at all. So we encourage that we have fun while we are here. We just make it interesting, make it fun, because that's how learning actually takes place, right? So we gotta have fun while we do what we do on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. And I'm super excited. I don't know about you, but I am excited. I am pumped. I am ready to go for today's conversation, right? So you get ready, you get pumped, you get excited because this is gonna change your life forever. It's not a cliche, it's what it is. It literally changed your life when you put to practice the things that you're learning from here, right? Now, on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, we also like to take your questions. That's the first thing we do here. We take your questions now because we understand the role asking questions play in our lives. You know, I say this all the time that questions are more important than answers. So we like to take your questions. So if you have any question whatsoever regarding anything, just ask. Like I always say, there are no right or wrong questions, they are just questions, right? And questions are more important than answers. Questions give you clarity when you ask them. So I encourage you, ask questions, right? Don't be shy. Nobody's going to see your face. Just type your question, right? Ask your questions, and I would love to take your questions, right? So while we wait for you to send in your questions during the course of the conversation, we're going to begin with our own basic five questions. Now, these five questions help us to start off the conversation. It helps us to lay the foundation upon which every other thing will be built on this conversation. Right. So we like to begin with our basic five questions so that you can, we're always waiting for who asks the first question, right? So who wants to start it out so that you can now hop in and say, okay, yes, let me now ask my own question. Is that okay? Right. Great. Okay, so let's begin. Question number one. What is possibility? When you hear possibility, what comes to your mind? What is possibility? What does that resonate for you when you hear possibility? What does it evoke in you? What comes to your mind when you hear possibility? What is the thing that it brings to mind when you hear possibility? Tell me, I want to see it in the comments, right? Tell me what possibility is. I really want to know. It's always something that it's evoked in us when we hear certain words, right? So when you hear the word possibility, what is that thing that it evokes in you? What is that thing that it brings out in you when you hear the word possibility? What's that thing? What's that thing? Tell me. I'd like to know what that thing is when you hear possibility. Tell me what it is. I'd like to know. But you see, possibility, like we always say, what we share with you here, you can't find them anywhere. So pay attention. right? You can't Google them, you can't find it from ChatGPT. So just pay attention to the things that we share here because it will really, really change your life, right? Okay, so this is what it is. Possibility is the belief backed with action to achieve a result regardless of the circumstance. Did you get that? Possibility is the belief that is backed with action to achieve results regardless of the circumstance. So when we're talking about possibility, the circumstance is not a factor. The belief and the action it is. Right? So when we talk about possibility, we're not looking at the circumstance. That's not a factor because it's the belief and the action to achieve results. That is what it is. So possibility, guys, is the belief that is backed with action to achieve results regardless of the circumstances. So whatever it is, the circumstance is not a factor. What is critical factors in possibility is the belief and the action that is backing that belief to achieve results. That is possibility. So when I say, oh, I'm a person of possibility, I'm a person who believes in possibility, what I'm literally saying is that I have the belief that I am backing with my actions to achieve a result, regardless of the circumstance. So when people say it cannot be done, I say, watch me, hold my cup. Like, hold my cup, watch me. Just hold my cup, watch me. Why? Because I am a firm believer in possibility. I see things that are possible more than I see things that are impossible. In fact, by default programming that I have trained myself to have is the one of possibility. I always see that it's possible. I don't see impossible. I see it as I am possible because I have a mindset of possibility. It is the belief that is backed with action to achieve results regardless of the circumstances. And that's the same mindset I want you to have, a mindset of possibility. So you don't look at the circumstance, you don't look at the situation, you don't look at the condition, but you look at the possibility. And that's the mindset that you should have as a person. You ready now to learn this mindset of possibility? Are you ready? So if you're ready, type possibility in the comments so I know that you are ready. Okay, so that's question number one. Question number two is, who's responsible for possibility? Who is responsible for possibility? The answer is simple. You are responsible for possibility. No one else is responsible for you to develop that belief and back it up with your action to achieve a result regardless of the circumstance. No one else but you. You know, they say, if you think you can, you are right. If you think you can't, you are also right. Did you get that? You know, sometimes we just say that, oh, that's a quote. No, if you think you can, you are right. If you think you can't, you are also right. So, having the mindset of possibility, you are right. Having a mindset of impossibility, you are also right. So, it is dependent on you to have the possibility mindset. So, who's responsible for possibility? You are. No one else is but you. The question now is, are you ready for possibility? I am ready. I don't know about you. Question number three. Why possibility? Why do we have to consider possibility? Why is possibility anything that we should be giving thought and attention to? Why possibility? I'll tell you three reasons why possibility. Number one, belief. You see, I say this all the time. I say everything rises and falls on your belief. You know, Justin Maxwell says everything rises and falls on leadership. But I say this, that everything rises and falls on your belief. And I push it even further and I say the sky was never the limit. Your beliefs are. Now people tell you, oh, the sky is the limit. No, The sky was never the limit. Your beliefs are. It's your belief that put a lead upon your life. So why possibility? Number one, belief. And even the good book says, to him that believes, nothing shall be impossible. Your beliefs. That's where it begins. Your belief. That's why we say possibility is the belief backed with action to achieve a result regardless of the circumstance. So it's belief. That's where it starts. It starts with belief. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? Right? It starts with belief. That's where possibility starts from belief. Second thing, why possibility? Action. You see, action always mean proof why words mean nothing. If you have a possibility mindset, you will take action. You will not sit back. You will not wallow in complaint and murmuring. You will take action. So, action is the reason why possibility happens, because you move, you take action, you do something. So, why possibility? Number one, belief. Number two, action. Action. So you believe in a thing, you will act on that thing. You will not sit back. You will not wait. You will take action. Because of possibility, you take action. Right? When Jesus told Peter, come, Peter actually stepped on water. He took action. And then Peter began to walk on water. He took action. He could have remained in the boat even after Jesus has told him to come. But he took action. He stepped out. And the possibility emerged. He was walking on water. The only one outside of Christ who walked on water was Peter. Could the other disciples have been able to walk on water? We will never know, because they never took action. Sometimes you never know what will happen for you till you take action. Send that mail, make that call, right? Send that DM. You never know the possibility that awaits you until you take action. So the second reason why possibility is action. The third reason why possibility is results. And like I just said now, you never know what awaits you on the other side of action. And many times what awaits you on the other side of action is results. So possibility evokes results from you. Evokes results from you. When you take action because you believe, you will see results. Peter walked on water. That was the result. But his belief and his action made that result possible. The other disciples saw him, but they never walked on water. Could they have? We will never know, because they didn't take action. Because when Jesus said come, he didn't say, Peter, come. He just said come, which means anyone could have come. You say, how do I know? At the tomb of Lazarus, Jesus didn't just say, all those who are dead, come forth. He was specific about Lazarus. So perhaps he had mentioned all who are dead, come forth. All who were dead would have come forth. You see, the three reasons why possibility: number one is belief, number two is action, and number three is result. Question number 4. What are the benefits of possibility? What do you stand to benefit? What do you stand to gain for a life of possibility? What are the benefits? I'll tell you 3 benefits, right? 3 benefits of possibility. Number 1 is optimism. You never look at life with pessimism. There's always optimism when you have the mindset of possibility. You're always optimistic. You know, people are always telling you, please try and be realistic. No, no, no. When you have the mindset of possibility, you don't try to be realistic. You stay optimistic. You keep seeing the good, even in the worst of situations, because you're optimistic. You have a mindset of possibility. This can work. This can be possible. That's your mindset. That's how you think. So you see, optimism. Your life is littered with optimism. Your life is filled with optimism. Why? Because you have the mindset of possibility, right? So the first benefit of possibility is optimism. You don't see anything negative. You don't have a negative connotation towards anything. You're always optimistic. You have firm optimism. The second benefit of possibility is achievement. Remember, we said that possibility is the belief backed with action to achieve results regardless of the circumstance. So there is achievement with possibility. What others said was impossible becomes possible. It's done. You know, they say that it's always impossible until it's done. So there's achievement with possibility. You see, the Wright brothers was told by their father, a bishop at that time, who said it was impossible for man to fly. But they achieved that and they redefined transportation forever. Getting this, there's the achievement you get from possibility. They knew that it was possible for man to fly. The third benefit of possibility is unrelenting. You don't relent. You don't go back and say, okay, I tried, I'm done. No, unrelenting. You have this nature of being unrelenting. You are unrelenting because you know that this would work, regardless of how the circumstances look. You keep pushing, you keep pushing, you keep pushing. So these guys are the three benefits of possibility. There could be more, but I just want to share these three so you can always remember them. Number one, optimism. Number two, achievements. And number three, unrelenting. These are three simple benefits of possibility. And once you have them, you'll be glad you did. And nothing will be impossible to you because you are a person of possibility. In fact, people will be looking out for you and like, oh, where's this guy? I need this guy to be on this project. I need this girl to be on this project because they are persons of possibility. They make things happen. They make things happen. They make the impossible possible. Why? Because they are persons of possibility. Do you get that? Question number 5. When is the best time for possibility? When is the best time for you to live the life of possibility or become a person of possibility? When is that time? When is that best time for possibility? The answer is simple. The last best time for possibility was yesterday. The next best time for possibility is now. Now is the next best time for possibility. Now. This is the next best time for possibility. Not tomorrow, not later, but now. Now is the best time for possibility. Now, with this being said, I hope you understand better what possibility is. So now, guys, let's get into possibility itself because there's so much that we need to unpack on this conversation. Just so much to unpack, right? You know, previously we talked about responsibility. So in case you missed that conversation, please go watch that episode on responsibility on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. You would love it, right? Now we'll move further and we're looking at possibility. And now we're about to get into that conversation itself. Let's delve into that conversation. Let's get into possibility. Because when you understand this, it will literally change everything for you. Right? It will change everything for you when you understand possibility the way you should understand possibility. So let's get into it. Possibility. Possibility. Right? Possibility. Right? We already told you that it is the belief that is backed with action to achieve a result regardless of the circumstance. So let's get into possibility. Right? Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? Okay, so let's go. The P in possibility is positive. Now, you see, there's no one whoever has this mindset of possibility, that is negative. No. The first things first about possibility is how positive you are. No, people are looking at a situation and like, this is not going to work. This will be impossible. This has never been done. It will not work. But the one with the mindset of possibility always stays positive because he realizes that it always seems impossible until it is done. So there's this thing about being positive that you have when you operate with the mindset of possibility. You always stay positive. You know, the world we live in today, everyone is, a lot of people are filled with negativity. Oh, this is not going to work. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is this. They always are negative. But you, the one with possibility, you always stay positive. You always stay positive. By default, is your programming. You just stay positive. When people are saying, "Oh, this will not work," you're like, "Man, this can work. I see that this will work." You know, that's what Job says, that when men says there's a casting down, you will say there's a lifting up because you are positive. It says in disaster and famine, you would laugh because you are positive. The only place you are allowed to be positive is when it comes to possibility. That's the only place you're allowed to be positive. When it comes to possibility, you are never negative. You're always positive. The one who has the mindset of possibility always stays positive. So when everybody is complaining, everybody is feeling bad, everybody is down and gloomy and out and sad, you stay positive. And they're wondering, what's wrong with you? Are you not in the same environment as we are? Can you feel the heat like we feel? You are in the same environment. You can feel the heat, but you've chosen to be positive. You've chosen to be positive. You've chosen to see the opportunity in the difficulty. You've chosen to be positive. And that's what begins possibility. You are positive. The O in possibility is opportunity. You know, it is no cliche to say that in every difficulty, there is opportunity. In every crisis, there is opportunity for change. It depends on what you're looking out for. If you look out for the difficulty, you would see the difficulty. If you look out for the opportunity, you would see the opportunity even in the difficulty. So the question now is, what are you looking out for? What are you looking out for? Because you always find what you seek. So for me, as a person of possibility, I always tell people, look out for the opportunity in the difficulty because it's there. It's always there. Just because you're not looking for it, that's why you've not found it. It's always there. And I say, if you can't find it, you have not looked hard enough. Look, you'll see. Because the scripture says, anyone who seeks finds. Anyone who seeks finds. And scriptures cannot be broken. So look out for the opportunity in the difficulty. That's what makes for the possibility. Because you are seeing the opportunity. Why others are complaining, others are feeling, oh no, this could not have happened. You're like, thank God this happened. Now we can do this. Now we can do this because this happened. So you always see the opportunity because you are a person of possibility. Always see the opportunity. Right? And this is how I live my life. The one of possibility. I'm always thinking, what's the next opportunity, even in the difficulty? Because I will always seek. I'll always find what I seek. You always find what you seek. The S in opportunity, in possibility, is the sight. You know, for the one who has possibility, your sight is different because you have insight. You have foresight. You have hindsight. Your sight is different. You see things differently. They say 6 and 9 depends on where you're looking at from. The same way, 6 as in 6 items and half a dozen. It depends on perspective. The same way for possibility, your sight is important because that sight determines how you look. Because for some people, they only see negativity. But because your sight is different in what Joseph said to his brothers, Genesis 50, verse 20, he said, "You meant it for evil, but God turned it around for good." Why? He had sight. Yes, they sold me into slavery. Yet they lied and told my father I was dead. This whole process, I was dead to everyone for 22 years. But now seeing all of them back again, though you meant it for evil, God turned it around for good. It's the sight. The sight. The sight. So the first S in possibility is sight. So you understand the perspective to which you see. God told Abraham, as far as your eyes can see. And I tell people at that point, Abraham saw the whole world. He saw the whole world. The other S in possibility is source. One of the things that you need to understand as a person is to know your source. Because it's from your source that you are sustained. You see, fish would only thrive in water. Birds will only thrive in the sky. That's why they say fish don't take swimming lessons. Birds don't go to flight schools because they understand their source, their natural habitat. They thrive when they're in their source. Take fish out of water and it dies. Put the bird in the cage and you limit it for life. So anyone who has possibility must always know source. And like I tell people all the time, God is the source. Man is just the resource. And God can use any resource for you. Because man is the resource. God is the source. You must know your source. So the reason why I am always believing in possibilities is because I know my source. And my source is God. He's the one who makes a way where there seems to be no way. He's the first author of possibility. The one who makes rivers in the desert. He is the source of all possibility. So that's my source. So as a person of possibility, you must know your source. The scripture says, not of him that willeth, or of him that runneth, it's of God that showeth mercy. You must know your source. You must know your source. So the second S in possibility is source. Your source is what sustains you. That's why it's both your source and your sustainer. So if you want to be a person of possibility, know your source. Know your source. Where is the source of my strength? David said in Psalm 27, he said, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Since when the wicked and my enemies and my foes came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell." He knew his source. You must know your source. A possibility will always stem out from your source. And guys, there's no better source than God. He is the originator of possibility. He's the one who makes a way where there seems to be no way. He's the one who makes rivers in the deserts. He's your source and he's your sustainer. The I in possibility is initiative. The one who has possibility always takes initiative. He doesn't wait to be told what to do. He takes initiative. You know, one of the traits, the skills of highly effective people is to be proactive, to take initiative. So the one with possibility takes initiative, doesn't sit back and always wait to be told what to do. He takes initiative. And you see that with the parable of the talent, the first two servants, they took initiative. The master didn't tell them what to do, they took initiative. Because they have mindset of possibility, they took initiative. The last servant did not take initiative. He buried his talent. While the others walked with their talent, he buried his own. He didn't take initiative. You must take initiative. That's what shows that you have possibility. You take initiative. The B in possibility is brave. One who has possibility is always brave. He's not timid. Does not cower. He's not a coward. He's brave. David was brave enough to confront Goliath because he knew the possibility that Goliath was too big to miss. The others saw Goliath as too big to hit. He saw Goliath as too big to miss. Why? Because he was brave. He was brave. You need to be brave. That's what shows that you have possibility. You are brave about your actions. You're brave. People will say, no, don't try, don't do it. No, you are brave because there is the possibility. You're brave. And you see, the other I in possibility is imagination. Is imagination. You use your imagination. If I do this and this and this, this will be the possible outcome. You use your imagination. Use your imagination. Because you were given the imagination for a reason. Use your imagination. Right? You use your imagination. You think things through in your mind. And you know everything in life is created twice. First in your mind and before you see it. So you use your imagination. Okay, this will be the possible outcome. And then you go for it. You always use your imagination when it comes to possibility. Right? The L in possibility is learning. So as you do what you do, you are learning on the job. You are learning through the process. You are learning. Possibility affords you the opportunity and the privilege for learning. So you now know what to do when you're faced with such a thing next time. You have learned. So possibility affords you the privilege of learning. You don't stay the same way. You learn. You learn. Right? The other I in possibility. Other I in possibility, you know, there are three I's. The first I is initiative. The second I is imagination. The third I in possibility is that you are intentional. You are very much intentional because you know that this will work. This will work. You are intentional about it. You're not guessing. No, you're intentional. Let's get this done. This is possible. This will be the outcome. Let's go ahead and do it. You are intentional. So the third I in possibility is intentionality. You are intentional. Let's get this done. The T in possibility is tenacity. You're tenacious. Because you know what the outcome will look like. You are tenacious. You're not sluggish. You know, even scripture says, be fervent in spirit. You're not sluggish. You're fervent in spirit. You have tenacity. You have tenacity. And finally, the Y in possibility is you. All things are possible to him that believes. So you play a critical role in possibility. Like I always say, to be or not to be is entirely up to you. Or you can say it, to be or not to be is entirely up to me. So you play a critical role in possibility. Others will rise up to the occasion based on the fact that you show that this is possible. And that's the kind of life that I live, a life of possibility, a life where the impossible is nothing to me. And that's the kind of life I invite you into, the life of possibility. Are you ready, guys? Can you make this your life, a life of possibility? Regardless of the challenges, the circumstances, and the difficulties you may face, you can still live a life of possibility. Now, see this, guys. There are three things about possibility I want you to always remember. Three things about possibility. Number one, initiative. The one who have a mindset of possibility always takes initiative. Doesn't wait to be told what to do. Takes initiative. It sees the possibility in the difficulty and takes initiative. And those are the kind of people who make the difference. They take initiative. They don't just sit back and wait to be told what to do all the time. They take initiative because they see that this is possible. So they take initiative. The second thing about possibility is that is risk. I say this all the time. If you want to be safe, take risk. Risk is the new safe. If you want to be safe, take risk. So the one with possibility always takes risk. Is a risk taker. He takes risk because he knows that this is possible. And nothing becomes possible for you until you risk it all. Until you risk it all. So you must learn to take risk. It shows that you have a mindset of possibility. Because if you want to be safe, take risk. Because risk is the new safe. Take risk. And the third thing about possibility, you're positive. You're positive. You know, people do something and they're like, we just work. This thing will not work. I just wasted my time. No, no, no. You're always positive. You're always positive. You know, when God told Isaac in Genesis 26 to remain in Gerar and sow in that same land, Isaac was positive. Like, this is the land everybody's running out from because of the famine. Yet Isaac stayed. Isaac sowed, and Isaac reaped 100-fold. Oh, I love that. Isaac stayed, Isaac sowed, Isaac reaped 100-fold. Why? Because Isaac was positive. Because God said it, he knew his source, so he was positive. And that's the same thing I tell you. You have to be positive because you know your source. So be positive because your source is your sustainer. In the same land where everyone was checking out because of famine, Isaac was reaping 100-fold, and the other nations were envying one man. Three things about possibility: initiative, risk, positive. IRP, initiative, risk, and positive. Now, there are two traits about possibility. These two traits you'll find in anyone who has the mindset of possibility. Number one, drive. Number two, responsibility. These are the two traits you will always find in any person that has the mindset of possibility. They have drive, they take responsibility. I know I've done extensive teaching on drive and responsibility. So you can go back and watch those episodes. But these are two traits you will always find in a person that has the mindset of possibility. There's drive, there's responsibility. This must work. This has to work. So they drive, so they take responsibility. Those are the two traits of possibility. The one goal of possibility is getting things done. Nothing is impossible. Getting things done. You know, people will always be afraid to get things done. People will be afraid to do what they need to do. But because you are a person of possibility, you get things done. nothing is impossible. So the one goal of possibility is getting things done. Getting things done. While others will back down or back out, you're getting things done. You're pushing the needle. You're getting things done because you have a mindset of possibility. You get things done. Get things done. And see, over time, that builds a reputation for you. So when people want to get things done, they look out for you because you know that is the guy who delivers results. He gets things done. Doesn't make excuses. He doesn't complain. He just gets things done. That's the lifestyle of a person with possibility. They get things done. And that's the life I invite you into. So you can always get things done. You don't see excuses. You don't procrastinate. You are not lazy. You just get things done. Get things done. And I can tell you this, and I'm going to explain this much later. Possibility has to become a mindset, a culture, and a lifestyle. It has to become it. It has to become a mindset. It has to become a culture, a way of life. It has to be your lifestyle. And everywhere you find yourself, you're always having the consciousness of possibility. Things work with you. For others, it may not be so, but for you, things work with you. It has become a mindset. It has become a culture. It has become a lifestyle. Now, see this. With all I have said, I also discovered that there are some obstacles to possibility. Obstacles that are there. And you may be wondering, what are the obstacles to possibilities? I'll tell you. In fact, there are 3 obstacles to possibility many times. Number 1 is the setback. So yes, you may have started and then you hit a setback. You know, sometimes the setback sets you back. Right? A setback, it sets you back. That can be an obstacle to possibility. You're like, oh, but I thought this was going to work. Yes, it's just a setback. It's an obstacle to possibility. Another obstacle to possibility is challenges. We're doing something and suddenly challenges arise from somewhere. Challenges. Like sometimes you may be doing something. Sometimes I'm even doing my life like this and then power cuts out. There's the power cut. Or sometimes some things will not just work anymore. It's a challenge. Because I'm a person of possibility, I find my ways around it. These things must be done, regardless of the challenges. Will challenges happen? Yes, they will. It's part of life. Challenges will happen. But with the mindset of possibility, you find your way around the challenges to still get things done. Right? And the third obstacle to possibility is crisis. Now, see, all of these 3 are not the same thing. Setback is different from challenges. Challenges is different from crisis. It's just like the 2 men Jesus talked about that built their house, one on the sand and one on the rock. Now look at the things that happened to each one. He said the wind came. He said the storm came. He said the flood came. The wind, the storm, the flood. It came to both houses. But it was only the house that was built on the rock that was still standing after the wind, the storm, and the flood. So the same thing, setback, challenges, and crisis comes to all of us. But the one who will still be standing is the one with the mindset, the culture, and the lifestyle of possibility. Setback, don't destroy them. Challenges, don't bring them down. Crisis, don't keep them in. They still thrive and triumph because they have a mindset, a culture, and a lifestyle of possibilities. So those are the 3 obstacles to possibility: setback, challenges, crisis. And you see, the mantra of the one with possibility is, it is possible. That's the mantra of the person with possibility. It is possible. Can this be done? It is possible. Can you achieve this? It is possible. That is the mantra of possibility. It is possible. I'd like you to type that in your comment section. It is possible. That's the mantra of the one with possibility. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. And you see, possibility demands that you don't accept no. People say, no, this cannot work. You don't accept no. You don't take no for an answer. It demands that you don't accept no. Possibility demands that you redirect rejection. So even if you were rejected, you redirect the rejection. And possibility demands that you insist and you persist. Are you getting this? These are the demands of possibility. It does not accept no. It redirects rejection. And it insists and persists. These are the demands of possibility. And you see these guys, when you live with possibility, you would dare more, you would push more, you would do more, you would achieve more. When you live with possibility, you would dare more, right? You would push more, you would do more, and you would achieve more when you live with possibility. These are the things that are available and accessible to you when you live with possibility. You dare more, you push more, you do more, and you achieve more. This, my friends, happens to you when you live with possibility. Now you're wondering, how do you attain the possibility consciousness? How do you attain this consciousness of possibility? You are never feeling negative. You're always optimistic. How do you attain this consciousness? I'll tell you 3 simple ways to do it. Number 1, your environment, what you see. What you see helps the consciousness of possibility in you to thrive. What you see. Number 2, your exposure, what you hear. It helps this consciousness to thrive in you, what you hear. And number 3, what you experience, what you feel. These 3 things help your possibility consciousness. What you see, what you hear, what you feel. It helps your consciousness of possibility. That's why it's important that you must put yourself in the right environment, because it will help what you see and which would influence your possibility. Put yourself in the right exposure. It affects what you hear, which influences your possibility consciousness. And you experience the things that you experience, which is what you feel. It helps your possibility consciousness. You know, the moment Lot left Abraham, God now appeared again to Abraham and told him, now look, as far as your eyes can see, will I give unto you. Lot had to go. Lot had to go. So you see, your environment, your exposure, and your experience affects your possibility consciousness. And then when God told him, as far as your eyes can see, Abraham saw the whole world, including where Lot was going to. See, guys, there are things that can stand in the way of your possibility. Some things that can stand and say, no, this may not happen. Things that can stand in the way of possibility. Remember, I told you earlier of the obstacles, right? The obstacles. Now, let me tell you some things that can stand in the way of possibility for you. Number 1, doubt. Once you doubt, it's not going to be possible for you because you doubt. You know, scripture says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. It says, let that man not think he would receive anything from God. And remember, possibility talks about your source. So when you doubt, it's not going to be possible. Because to him that believes, nothing is impossible. And Jesus says, if you say to this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and do not doubt, you shall have whatsoever you say. So doubt can stand in the way of possibility when you have doubt. Another thing that can stand in the way of possibility is fear. When you're afraid, it stands in the way of possibility. Fear. Fear will make you take the action you want to take. It stands in the way of possibility. Like I always say, that the treasure you seek is in the cave you fear to enter. Do you get that? The treasure you seek is in the cave that you fear to enter. So fear can stand in the way of possibility. Another thing that can stand in the way of possibility is limitations. Limitations you have set for yourself. And that's why I told you earlier, the sky was never the limit. Your beliefs are. The sky was never the limit. Your beliefs are the limit. And your beliefs many times are limited by the limitations you have placed on it. Say, oh, because I'm a Nigerian. Oh, because I come from Africa. Oh, because I am black. Those are limitations you put for your possibility. You limit yourself because of those limitations. Oh, because I didn't go to a university. Oh, because I'm not yet married. Those are limitations you placed on your possibility. Remove the limitations. Nothing is impossible for you. Remove the limitations. Get rid of the limitations. Nothing is impossible for you guys. Nothing. Remember your mantra? It is possible. Remove the limitations. These are things that can stand in your way. Doubts, fear, limitations. Remove all of them because it is possible. Type that in the comment section. It is possible. And you see, the one with possibility does not see excuses, but only uses. I'll say that again. The one with possibility does not see excuses, only see uses. Remember, I've told us excuses at its best are good reasons for bad results. They are the tools of the incompetent, and they that use them are not wise. The one with possibility does not see excuses. They only see uses. You only see uses. And you see, interestingly, the possibility of success is higher than the possibility of failure. Guys, listen to this, guys. Listen to this. The possibility of your success is higher than the possibility of failure. So it means it's more possible for you to be successful than for you to fail. And like I always say, no naturally born failures. Failures are self-made. The possibility of success is higher for you than the possibility of failure. But you don't know that. That's why you don't strive for success. But now I'm telling you this, that the possibility of success is higher for you than the possibility of failure. So go and succeed because it is possible. Go and succeed. Go and succeed. You cannot fail. Go and succeed. Go and succeed. You see, what will you do if you know you will not fail? What would you do? If you know you will not fail, what will you do? You see, that question always calls the possibility in you. That question is a call to the possibility in you. What will you do if you know you cannot fail? That question is a call to the possibility that is in you. Like I told you, the chances of success is higher for you than the chances of failure. And you see, possibility helps you to see opportunity and positioning. It helps you to do that, to see opportunity and positioning. Possibility helps you do that. And you see, the future belongs to those with possibility. That's it. The future belongs to those with possibility. The future belongs to you because you have possibility in you. So the future is yours, guys. The future is yours. It's yours. And the future is not a distant time. The future is now. The future is now. The next minute is the future. The future is now. See, there are some biblical examples of possibility that I will probably just touch on, right? So that you can always see how all of this ties in, right? Biblical examples of possibility. Remember David and Goliath? Everyone saw Goliath as too big to hit. David saw the possibility of Goliath as too big to miss. He said, I have killed the lion and the bear when they came and attacked my father's sheep. I would take off the head from his shoulders today. Till I have dealt with four-legged animals. This two-legged, uncircumcised Philistine, I will deal with him today. And scripture tells us that while David was saying those words to Goliath, there were no swords in David's hand. David said, I will take off your head off your shoulders today, and I will give you your carcass to the birds of the air. And everyone will know that there's a God in Israel. David had the possibility. This is the same Goliath that had terrorized the whole army of Israel for 40 days. All he did was come out and say, bring your best man, bring your champion. If he defeats me, we'll become your slave. And if I defeat him, you will become our slave. That's all Goliath was doing. For 40 days, no one saw the possibility until David showed up in the camp. David showed up, and the rest is history. David killed one man, and the women started to sing. Saul has killed his thousands, but David 10,000. Why? Because of ability. You see that with Daniel. Daniel was not moved when he was told that he has to stop praying for 30 days. He continued to pray as at other times, looking towards Jerusalem. And then they conspired and threw him into the lion's den. For the first time, the lions had nothing to do with humans. But the same people who conspired to throw Daniel into the lion's den, they too were thrown into the lion's den. And in the air, the lion made a mastery of them. I jokingly say that lions practice Tai Chi in the air. They broke their bones in the air. But he did not as much as a scratch on Daniel. Possibility. He went to the lion's den and came out unscathed, unharmed. Possibility. Elijah said there will be no rain for the space of 3.5 years, and there was no rain. No rain. And then he came back and called all the prophets of Baal to a contest. The one who can call down fire from heaven. Fire doesn't fall down from heaven on a good day. Elijah had the possibility that fire will come, he will call on God and fire will come down from heaven. Remember, I told you about source and your sustainer. And from morning to night, all the prophets of Baal called on Baal, and Elijah was even mocking them and said, the prophet of Baal, is he sleeping or has he gone out? People should shout louder, let him hear, shout. And when they were done, at evening time, it was not even possible for fire at all, because now it's evening, is getting dark, so there's no possibility of fire, there's no sun effect. Elijah arranged the altar. He dug trenches around the altar and told them to pour water on it, so everything is soaked, the wood and everything is soaked, which also reduces the effect for fire. Wood soaked. It's evening time, and Elijah prepared the altar and put the sacrifice and called on God, and fire came down from heaven, lit up the sacrifice, lit up all the water on the ground. Possibility. Peter walking on water. Possibility. Jesus said, come. And Peter stepped out of the boat walking on water. Possibility. Jesus turning water to wine. Possibility. Jesus feeding 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Possibility. Jesus bringing back Lazarus from the dead after Lazarus has been dead for 4 days. Possibility. So these are some biblical examples of possibility. The list is endless of possibility. And this is just a reminder to you that it is possible. Never forget that mantra. It is possible. And you see, possibility helps you win in your mind first. Because if you lose in your mind, you have lost. Are you getting this? Possibility helps you win in your mind first, in your mind. Because if you lose in your mind, you have lost. And you see, possibility becomes a mindset, a culture, and a lifestyle. And I said I'm going to do more on this when we get here now. It's a mindset, it's a way of thinking. It's a way of thinking. While others are feeling, oh, this may not work. No, your mindset is different. We see things different. I have a possibility mindset. I see what's possible, even in the impossible. I have a possibility mindset. Now, that mindset translates into a culture, a way of life. So, everything you do, you're always seeing what's possible, a way of life. So, it's not a one off thing, it's how you currently function. It's a way of life, it's a culture. And then it becomes a lifestyle. Everywhere you find yourself, everywhere you go, you practice this lifestyle of possibility. In fact, you infuse others with this lifestyle of possibility. You influence others, you impact others with this lifestyle of possibility. That's the guy who nothing is impossible to him. He doesn't see impossibility, he only sees possibility. And you see, possibility gives rise to the winning mindset. You just cannot fail. You just cannot fail. It doesn't matter how it looks. You just cannot fail. It gives rise to the winning mindset. You just cannot fail. You just cannot fail. And see this, guys. See this so that you always remember this. When you risk the impossible, you discover what is possible. I like to say that again. When you risk the impossible, you discover what is possible. The question now is, are you ready to risk the impossible so that you can discover what is possible? Remember the mantra, it is possible. And you see, everything in your imagination has the potential of possibility. If you can imagine it, it is possible. The Wright brothers imagined that man could fly, even though by that time man had never flown. But imagine it. Anything that's in your imagination has the potential of possibility. If you can imagine it, you can bring it to pass. It has the potential of possibility. And you see, guys, impossible doesn't exist to the one with the mindset of possibility. Impossible is nothing to the one with the mindset of possibility. See, possibility is fueled by your imagination, by your creativity, and by your innovation. That's what fuels possibility: your imagination, your creativity, and your innovation. When you have this, you're fueling your possibility wherever you find yourself. Guys, I hope this has helped you. I hope that you would do much more for yourself, knowing that you have the mindset, the culture, and the lifestyle of possibility. Like I always tell you, 3 things will happen for you in this new week. Number 1, increased voice of God. Number 2, open heavens over your life. And number 3, more angelic activities in all that you do. Remember, there's always more. on the upgrade side of life. And that's why we encourage you that you leave good behind so that you can upgrade. And what better way for you to upgrade and to pick up the mindset of possibility? Never forget the mantra. It is possible. And to the one who believes, nothing is impossible. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. And do well to share this with your friends, your families, your loved ones, and even your enemies, because they too need to upgrade. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you.